Okay, so our first topic is pair. So pair is basically a simple container, and we'll be using this pair in many problems, like the problems having starting point or ending point or coordinates of rectangle, or in any area where we need a pair. So it's important to use this template. Either you can make your own structure, but we can use the template as it is a simple container provided by C++. So in this pair, the main thing which we need to include is include utility, okay, and string.h for including string. So this is the way we initialize pair int comma int, and variable name is p. It means that there will be a pair of integer and integer. So I have uh, declared a pair that is having a variable name p, and it is initialized to 3 comma 6. Okay, so there are many ways which we can initialize the pair. So this is the first way to initialize a pair. First declare and then initialize. Or we can write like p equals to make pair 1 comma 9. So it will be, so there will be a pair forming having a number 1 and 9. Next way is the time we declare, then only we initialize it. So it's like pair int p1 10 20. Okay, so this integer and integer represents this 10 and 20. Similarly, we can have different data type like integer and string. In C++ we can use string, but in C there is no string. So in order to include the string, we need include string.h. Okay, so now we can compare our pair. Okay, so there is a means in order to print the number including in a pair, in order to print the first number like this 10, we need to write p1 dot first, and for second number to print we have to write p1 dot second. So this way we can initialize our pair and we can print it in our pair. So we can use pair array also, and we can compare the value of pair also. Suppose if we want to compare this, see if p equals to p1, so this in comparison, first the pair will compare its first value and then second value. Okay, so see if p equals to p1, suppose our p is 3 comma 6 and p1 is 10 comma 20. So first it will compare 3 and 20. If it's not same, then the result will be no. If 3 and 10, suppose the first value are same and the second value are not same, then also the result will be no. So in equality, it compares both the values. If both the values, it means if pairs are same, then only it returns true, otherwise it returns false. But if we compare greater than, less than, then in that case it compare only the first value. Okay, it compare only the first value. Suppose if we check in this condition, p is 3 comma 6 and p1 is 10 comma 20. So I'll be writing p greater than p1. So if p greater than p1, no, false, because the first value of p is 3 and the first value of p1 is 10. So it will be returning false. Now if we do like this, so it will be returning true, as because the first value of p1 is greater than the first value of p. So if in case of greater than, less than, it compares the first value. So this is the way by which we can initialize our pair, we can print the pair. We can also form pair array. Okay, so this is pair int p having size 5. So I'll be forming an array having a pair value. So there are two arrays which I've already initialized, int a and int b, and in order to form pair array, we need to initialize the value of this a and b as a pair in p. So by this way only we can do p of I dot first equals to ai, p of I dot second equals to bi. It means 2 comma 10, then 1 comma 20, then 3 comma 15, 5 comma 30, 4 comma 5. Okay, By this way we can make a pair array. And in C++ there is an direct algorithm of sorting. As we know that there are more than 7 types of sorting, like merge, bubble, selection. C++ includes direct sorting. So we need to include this sort by writing include algorithm. This sort is a combination of 3 types of sorting, like that is heap sort, quick sort and insertion sort. Okay, so this sort p comma p plus 5, it will sort the pair. Remember, it will sort the pair on the basis of first term. Okay, it will sort the pair on the basis of first term. And here I am printing the second term. Okay, if I'll write first, then I'll execute this. Okay, see, 2 1 3 5 4. Okay, so before we apply sorting, it was 2 1 3 5 4. Now if I apply sort, we'll be seeing that the pair gets sorted as per the first value. So I'll be executing it. And okay, it's taking some time. Okay, see, 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. So this is my first value of pair, this is my second value. So on the basis of first value, the pair gets sorted. So in order to sort it on the basis of second value, so for sorting it on the basis of second value, I'll make my own function that is known as sort by second. So in sorting algorithm there are 3 parameters. One is the starting point of an array, next is the after end point of an array. After end means that if array has 5 element, then after end is the 6th position. This is, and the third is sort by second. Sort by second is a bool function, and the function we have declared it outside the main, that is bool sort by second. So in bool sort by second function I have passed pair 1 p1 and p2. This ampersand is the reference. It's not an address, it's a reference variable p1 and p2. We are taking the reference of p1 and p2, and then we are returning it p1 dot second greater less than p2 dot second. So by this way we can sort our pair array in terms of second value. So this is all about pair container, and we have completed our simple container topic 1, pair. In next video we'll be discussing about vectors. Okay, so the next topic is vectors. So basically, as we know what is an array, so vectors are same as an array, but there is a difference. Like the problems with array was it lacks dynamic nature and there are wasting of space. For example, if we make a software utilizing an array, so the size which we already declared will be the same, okay, in array. But in case of vectors are dynamic in nature. They are dynamic array. So what are the advantages of vectors? The dynamic size, rich library functions. There are many library functions in vectors which we are going to discuss in this video, and vectors can be returned by a function. Okay, so this is one of the important advantage of vector. If we create an array in a function, we can't return the array, but we can return the vector. If we declare a vector, initially the values which the vectors will contain will be 0. It means the default value depending on the data type. We can copy the vector. For example, if we create a vector v1, we can copy it to vector v2 by simply writing v2 equals to v1. So in order to include the vector, we need to write include vector. Okay, so now this vector int v and vector int v1, these two vectors we have declared and having integer data type. Now the first function is pushback, v dot pushback. It means inside v vector we are inserting element 2, then 5, then 7. Okay, After that, v dot front and v dot back. V dot front means the first value of the vector v, so it is 2, and the next is v dot back is 7. The vector initially will be looking like 2 comma 5 comma 7, just like an array. V dot front means 2, v dot back means 7. Okay, by this way we can print the entire element of a vector. For int I equals to 0, I less than v dot size. This v dot size is a method which will be returning how many elements are there inside a vector. So now in total 3 elements are there, so it will be returning those 3 elements. So there are more than one method to iterate the element inside a vector. This is a simple method which we can use in array also and in vector also. Now next is the iterator method. So next is iterator. So this is a way to declare iterator it. So vector int, then scope resolution operator, iterator. So we can write this also, or we can write like auto it. Okay, so this both are same, we can use any one. And in order to iterate, we need iterator. Iterator are the things which basically iterate the elements inside a container. So right now we are discussing a container. V dot begin means the first element of a vector. So right now it's 2. V dot begin, it's not representing a value 2, it's representing the address of that value 2. V dot end, it's not representing this 7, it representing the position after the 7. So v dot end representing this position after 7, which is null. Okay, so if we return this v dot end or v dot begin, we'll be getting the address of the positions. This it plus plus iterator, one characteristic is there, that is we can increment iterator. We are printing, as I've already mentioned, this v dot begin, v dot end and this iterator, the return value of those are addresses. So in order to have the value, we need to write pointer it. So by this way we can get the value rather than its addresses. So if I execute, that is 2, 5 and 7. See. Okay, so I've already told that we can copy the elements of a vector. So right now by printing cout v dot size and v1 dot size, as I have written v dot clear, it means all the elements inside the vector v has erased and the size turns to 0. So first cout will give 0, and I have already copied the elements of vector v to v1, so the second cout will give the size 3. Now next is insert. So there are many more methods, functions like insert, erase. So here I am demonstrating insert. So v1 dot insert, v1 dot begin comma 10. v1 dot begin is the position, that is the address, and 10 is the value which I am inserting in the position, that is the begin position. And we can change the position by writing v1 dot begin plus 1, 2 or any other position which we want to. Now the next topic is how vectors internally works. So as we know that vectors are dynamic in nature, so if the capacity of the vectors increased, then it doubles the size of its initial capacity. So here's a small program which you can check out to demonstrate the variation between size and capacity. In this program, what I have done is like I'm inserting single element and printing its capacity line by line in order to see whether the vector's capacity doubles or not. So this is the small code snippet which you can try it out in your laptops. Okay, so our next topic is single linked list and double linked list. So in order to use this single linked list and double linked list, first of all we need to include stdc++11 standard in our program. So basically to include this we need to go to tools. If you're using dev C++, you need to go to tools, then compiler option, and inside compiler option, just here you need to write -std equals to C++11 and then click on OK. So we need this in order to use this forward list and list templates and many more templates. So basically, what is forward list? Forward list is nothing but it's a single linked list, and this list is doubly linked list. So in order to include single linked list, we need to write hashtag include forward list has include list. So forward list, then data type L1 equals to 10, 20, 30. So what it means? It means that we have created a linked list having 10, 20 and 30, where 10 is the head and 30 is the tail, and next address beside 30 is null. Okay, so we have created a linked list. This is a single linked list. Now in this, the functions are like push front. Push front means the moment we write L1 dot push front, the result will be like 5, 10, 20 and 30. Now L1 dot pop front will be the value which is in the front of a linked list will be popped out. Popped out means will be removed out. Okay, next is forward list L2. I have created another single linked list, and L2 dot assign 2, 5. This is another method to create a linked list by using assign function. So this also create a linked list of size 2, that is 2 and 5, where 2 is the head and 5 is the tail and 5 is pointing to null. Okay, so as we have seen in vectors, we are using iterator to iterate the element. So similarly, as we know that the forward list and list are the containers, so we'll be using iterator to traverse the element inside the container. Okay, so I'm using forward list scope resolution operator iterator it. You can also use auto it. This auto it and this forward list iterator it, they both are same. Now there are some more methods in forward list, and if we will be using doubly linked list, in doubly linked list also we'll be finding same methods. Okay, so the first method is L1 dot reverse. L1 dot reverse, that will be doing reverse of the elements inside L1. So the output of L1 dot reverse will be like 30, then 20, then 10. It will reverse the entire linked list. L1 dot sort. L1 dot sort, it will sort the list. So the output will be 10, 20, 30. Now L1 dot merge L2. So you'll be finding many more problems like merge two linked list, merge two sorted linked list and all. So by using templates, it will be easy, but before applying it, you must know the working behind those problems. Okay, so L1 dot merge, it's like initially L1 is having 10, 20, 30 and L2 is 2, 5. So after that, after merging, after writing this, we'll be getting a linked list having 5 elements, that is 10, 20, 30, 2 and 5. Now our linked list will be 10, 20, 30, 2 and 5. So after writing L1 dot merge L2, this 10, 20, 30 and 2, 5 will be in L1. Okay, will be in L1. Next is L1 dot clear. L1 dot clear, it means it will clear, it will remove all the elements inside list, forward list. L1 dot size, it will return how many elements are there. After applying L1 dot clear, now the size turned to 0. Now this is the way by which we can traverse the linked list using iterator. So it L1 dot begin, it not equals to L1 dot end. I've already said this, discussed about begin and end in vector. If you have not watched that video, just check it out. So dot begin, it's like address of first position of the element of the container, and L1 dot end is the last position near it. So suppose this is the linked list 10, 20, 30, 2, 5. So the last position is 5. So the address after this 5 will be the L1 dot end, not doubly linked list. So all the things which we have learned in singly linked list are there in doubly linked list, but inside doubly linked list there are two more methods, that is pushback and popback. This singly linked list is one directional. It is forward directional iterator, we can say, and doubly linked list bidirectional, means both we can go forward backward. It's a doubly linked list. As name suggests, doubly linked list means bidirectional. So there are two more methods, that is pushback and popback. It has insert and erase. In singly linked list there are insert after and erase after. So here is the end of this video. So if you have any doubt, you can comment me. Stay tuned, stay safe, and I'll be uploading next video on container adapter.